Hello everyone, this is Swati. Let's begin making the clematis flower today. And this particular paste that I'm using right now, it's my own recipe. Let me just grab some cornstarch. It's a bit sticky. Okay. So I'll take some of this. I'll grab my veining board and to make the clematis flower. Now this flower is usually 4 to 5 inches in diameter. I'm just rolling the sugar paste this way. Now I'm not using any particular cutter for this. What I'm doing is I'm taking one leaf cutter. That's a common leaf cutter that everyone has. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I am just going to make the top and bottom mark like this. Okay, so once we are done doing this, I'm simply going to cut the petal this way with my tool. Alright, this particular is a clay tool that I'm using. You can also use your normal fondant tool that we get in the market. Alright, so once we are done doing this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my wire, and this wire is a 28 gauge wire that I'm using. So I'm going to cut this wire, like from one wire I'm cutting out three portions. So this one and then this. If I tell you the approximate length of this, it is going to be somewhat around 10 centimeters. Alright, so for today I need 6 of these, and I think one has fallen down. No problem, I'll cut another one, and I'll take one more, and I'm going to okay, so we have 6 of these now, and I'm going to remove this petal. Okay, and I'm going to simply insert this wire here and just lock it like this. Okay, I'll keep it aside, and then I'm going to repeat the process, and I'm going to make all 6 of them. Then again I am marking it in a similar way. So from here I have to move my knife like this, and then I have to move my knife like this. Okay, so I have another petal now, and I am simply going to join it, make it a little pointed, taking more paste, and I'm going to use some of the cornstarch here because my paste is a bit moist. Okay, marking again. Okay, so inserting the wire here again. I have to lock it up like this. So 3, we are done with 3, and now again just make a mark. It just simplifies the work because exactly the same length will come for the petals if I'm just using this method. And all right, then again inserting it here, and then so we have 4. It is just the height that I'm taking, so I just know from where till where I have to move my cutter. Guys, it's not necessary to do it this way. If you have this particular shape cutter, you can go ahead and use the cutter. So I'm just trying to make it this way today. And then the last petal, let me just put some cornstarch here. Again inserting the wire. Okay, so here I have all the 6 petals ready with me. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my foam pad. I am going to put a bit of cornstarch here, put all the petals here. Alright, and I will just go ahead and thin out the edges. Guys, if I'm talking about the size of this petal, it's approximately 2.5 centimeter long. So I have these petals, and now for the clematis flower I'm using this particular veiner. I'll put the veiner here, and then I'm going to just put it like this and vein my petals. So I get a bit of veiners. I'm getting the veins on my petals now, so I'll just put it here and press it firm, and I'll get the veins on the petals. So once I'm done veining, what I'm now going to do is I'm just going to put my ball tool and let me just thin out these edges this way. Oops. So now we could see that our petals, the edges have a bit of waves. Now before I go ahead, what we are going to do is I'm going to color these petals. We are making a purple clematis, so I'm going to use the purple shade here. So I'm just shading them from both the sides. Now whatever I'm using in this particular video, I'm going to put the links in the description box below. So this kind of brush, whatever I'm using, you can go ahead and purchase it from there. All right, and this particular brush is, we can go ahead and brush it nicely because it is a little flat from the top, and it gives more space when we brush the petals. So I usually like brushing my petals with the same brush. Check out the link in the description box below. So all the petals are shaded. Now what next we have to do is, I'm using this kind of a brush. It's a flat brush that we call, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put magenta color here in the petals, because that's how the clematis petals look like. Okay, so I have my magenta color with me, and I'm using the flat brush. Now please have a look very carefully. What I'm going to do is I am just going to put a stroke this way, just in the center. Alright, so just put one single stroke with magenta color in the center. You can use any edible colors here, and in case you want the link to the colors as well, I'll provide you in the description box below. You can go ahead and make a purchase. The colors that I'm using are perfect for the sugar flowers. So here I have all the 6 petals with me, and what we are going to do now is we will be making stamens. So I'll keep it aside and start working on my stamens. Now when I talk about the stamens, I'll take a bit of my sugar paste, and I am going to take an 18 gauge wire, and I'm making a loop on the top, and I want it a bit of flat loop. Like, I don't want too much of okay. So I've made a loop here. I'm taking a bit of my paste, and I'm just putting it across the wire. Alright, so this is how we have to put it on the wire. Now to make the center, to make the stamens basically, I am going to take a bit of sugar paste, and I'll start working like this. I'll take only this much, okay, and then I just have to move it in between my fingers this way, okay, like this. So we'll get something like this. Again, I'm going to repeat the process, and so this is what we have to make as stamens to make the center. Okay, so this is how you have to do it. Now I have made these already beforehand so that they get dried up. I already have dry stamens with me. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just taking a brush, okay, and so to make the center, so we have to make such stamens, 30 to 35 stamens, depending upon the size of the flower that we are making. So to continue with the center, I am using to make the center. I'll grab this piece, and what I'm going to do is I'm using a lemon yellow shade here, and I'm going to just shade this lemon yellow. It is not required to shade just shading it lemon yellow. What next we have to do is take a small brush, take some edible glue and put it this way. Now when you're done with edible glue, what the stamens that we have made, we are going to put them like this. Okay, please make sure that they are a little closer to each other. Okay, so this is how we have to start building the center. Okay, so I'm just moving them closer to one another. Okay, once done with the first round, I'm going to put more edible glue onto these and start sticking the remaining. Okay, now guys, here we have to use the ones which are completely dried, okay, because otherwise they won't give the same kind of effect in the center. So we need that straightened and stamens. So that is the reason we have to use the ones which are completely dry, because here we don't have to play with the stamens at this stage. Oops. Okay. Alright, so to make the center, we are Now I'm going to use these, and the reason I'm using these is because I can still bend them, like they are not that dry. So I'm going to use these. Okay, so this is how they look, and just putting more edible glue here. Making them right now and placing them as per the requirement. So like this, guys, you can make them like the way I'm doing it right now, seeing your stamens, and wherever you feel we have the requirement, we'll just place our stamens here like this. Okay, so this is what we have made. So I'm just going to place some more, and I'll just add on a bit more. Alright, so now I have to put the petals onto the center. Now I have this tape with me, and I am just elongating the tape this way so that it becomes elastic. I'm going to take my flower center, and I am simply going to bend my petals like this, and then I'm going to start rotating the tape. So okay, so I'll just place the petals first. Okay, so second, then we have the third petal here, and then we have our fourth petal here. And then 5, and then 6. Okay. So just arranging them nicely. And here we have our beautiful clematis flower ready. So here we have our beautiful clematis flower ready. So I hope you have enjoyed watching this video. So please do share, like and subscribe. Thank you so much for taking out your time and watching the video. Have a good day. Bye bye.